Hi, welcome to the Open Locket. My name is Sharon, and right now this is my second to third time trying to do this video because the last time I forgot to push record, and the time before that the camera fell. So I don't know if I'm gonna have one of those days, but I want to make a video. Anyways, I have two things to tell you today, so I'm gonna probably try to cut it as best I can since I was in the middle of the last one and realized I didn't push record. So first things first, I'm gonna see my daughter next week. My daughter turns 3 on April 20th, so I'm going to fly over and see her. So I'm very, very excited. I'm gonna try to take as many videos and pictures as possible so that I can maybe share them with you here on YouTube. And this was kind of a benefit. And it's not that I can't see her except on her birthdays, it's just that, you know, I live in California, they live in Oklahoma. It's a very, you know, there's some expense to go and seeing her. So we've just kind of kept it very systematic that on her birthday I go and see her, since this is kind of a day for me as well. She's turning 3 years old, so I'm super excited. She's gonna be running around and probably talking her head off, I know. But we'll see. So I'm really excited because I'm getting, every single year I get to see more and more of her character and just see, like, is she more like me? Is she more like the father? I mean, I like to just, all the little characteristics that you see and you're like, oh my gosh, she's just like me or something, you know, because I already see some things that I can tell she's just like me. So I wanted to just kind of bring that up to you to just inform you of what's going on next week. The other thing I wanted to kind of mention was basically the whole reason I made this video was as I've said in the past, I like Instagram. Instagram has been pretty much a big thing for me to kind of communicate and look at and everything. And while I was looking, and I posted a picture of my daughter, and I got a lot of likes. I guess that was like the one that everyone liked a lot, or I just probably hashtagged it just right. So I got a lot of likes and some comments, and I got one organization that I'm not sure. I think it's targeting men, with women of course too included, because it is between male and female, but my understanding was I think it was created by a man who's trying to target more males, more men, but I could be wrong. From what I'm about to tell you, I think you might be able to understand. But he mentioned that he liked my picture and said, you know, you should check my organization out. I took a look at it. I just went through their Instagram account. And while I was looking at it, well, first I went to the bio. And the first thing it said was, they're not pro-choice, but they're not pro-life. And I was like, what the heck does that mean? I'm like, okay. So I thought, well, let me see what they're saying, what they're promoting, what their deal is about it. So while I was looking, I saw it basically had their logo. I'm not going to tell you their logo or who they are because I'm not here to bash. Please understand, I'm not here to bash or ruin another organization or anything, because that's not what this is about. I'm just wanting to talk about something in an educational way, and more of a knowledge or an enlightening or whatever you want to call it. So what it was their thing was that they had like this, you know, anything, their whole slogan thing or whatever was basically anything is better than an abortion. So they were obviously against abortion. The idea, I think, was do everything and anything that you can to avoid her having to go through an abortion, was my understanding of it. The reason I say that is because, well, I wonder if the reason why they're starting this is probably because it may be expensive. A lot of men and women have been hurt in this, but I think also just the procedure of what it's done to women. I think just having to go through, it's an operation. It's not, no one, if anything, needs to be going under a knife or anything, you know. It is a form of it is considered a procedure, almost like an operation in a sense. And so those could be the main 3 reasons why they're like, we're against the abortion procedure. But what I was noticing on it was that I was looking through their pictures, and the first thing I noticed was things like, you know, wearing condoms was better than abortion. So I get the feeling that they're really just trying to educate people, like, do whatever you need necessary to not get her pregnant, basically, in the end, is their whole kind of motto, in a sense. And my understanding of it was, the first one I really saw that kind of caught me was it said Plan B is better than abortion. And I was kind of like, okay, you know, and I thought I'm just going to kind of keep checking them out because I want to get more information of who they are, what are they doing. And then I saw a real picture of these guys who had, it was a picture of them on the side of a road. I think it looked like it was at night too. I have no idea where they were doing this. Maybe it was after some crazy concert or something. I have no idea. But it was these two guys holding up like an actual banner, and it had their logo on it, you know, who they are, what they're about, kind of thing. And then it said in big letters, get your free condoms here. And then it had like an arrow or something, like, we've got them over here. And so I was like, okay. I get it, okay. But I contacted him and I said, you know, this isn't hate mail. But it really, the whole point of this was it really told me what pro-life was and what it wasn't. Because like I said, they stated in their bio that they're not pro-life, nor are they pro-choice. Which doesn't make any sense. But I know how they got that I don't want to say justification, but how they got that idea. They're trying to set themselves on a fence so that there's no one can argue with them. They don't want to sit on either side, but they don't like the idea of abortion. The idea of them not liking abortion is great, but you cannot be on two sides of the fence. And the thing is I was noticing with the Plan B is a form of an abortion. It is just, obviously, some people already know, but I'll explain it. If you think your condom or whatever else failed, what you do within the 24 hours of the act, you're supposed to take this pill, and it's supposed to basically keep a possible fertilized egg from being able to like to attach itself to the uterus, or you know, whatever it needs to do naturally to grow as a human being. It makes it so that it just you basically lose it, so you don't have to worry about pregnancy. But that right there is an abortion, because you took the acts of not allowing that egg that's fertilized, which is soul-wise a person. They may not look like it, they might just be a bunch of cells, but if you think about it, we're all still a bunch of cells. Our bodies are constantly creating billions and trillions of cells on a daily, consistent, probably every second of our lives. It's literally. We are all still a bunch of cells. Some of them have just made themselves into certain tissues. But what makes us a person? Other than, oh, we look like a person. But we all know that some people are born without hands, or lose them maybe, you know. Doesn't make them less of a person. We know that they're a person. What makes them a person is their soul. And the minute of conception, that soul has been united. That is a person. That is the sanctity. And what pro-life is talking about is that we are trying to protect that. Everyone started in that exact same spot. No one can say otherwise. Today, some people are created in petri dishes, and then, you know, what do you call that? You know, in vitro, is that what it is? I don't know if I'm using the right word. I'm kind of blanking out on it, but which I don't agree with, by the way, because there are a lot of kids out there that have no moms, have no dads, are orphans, or you know, whatever, in other countries, and even in this state, sometimes they've been taken away from mommy and daddy because they have not been responsible people. And we're just, well, we want somehow love is about our DNA. Some of these people just believe that. I understand I understand their view, but that's not what love is, and that's not what life is. It's about people, the soul of the person, and caring and loving about people. Anyways, I don't want to get off topic. But I contacted him and I just said, I get what you're saying. I understand, da-da-da-da-da. But I said, and I'm using my phone so I can't look at what I wrote him. But I stated, I'm trying to think. I stated something like, you know what? You can't be on the fence about it, basically, is what I said. There's just no ground. There's a reason why there's a side A and a side B. Is because other people think that they have some sort of right to do as what they want, when they want, how they want it, and they're in full 100% control. And more, actually. And then there's the ones who are saying, well, this is the consequence of those actions, and these are people, and we need to protect them and take care of them. And we need to protect where people are created, where they are made, this whole thing. And so it really just solidified more about, like, I don't want this video going on too long, but I just realized that pro-life is about protecting that time and area throughout the entire pregnancy. But it is really to, like, really just protect the entire process of pregnancy, because somehow we think as a culture and as a nation that it should be just fine to do as you want, when you want, without any consequences, and it doesn't matter if you're literally gonna rip someone else up apart. And that's not what it's about. Talk about a self-absorbed culture. And it's gonna come and get them. And unfortunately, the rest are gonna have to suffer along with it. So that is why we have to fight. And when I mean fight, I really hope it doesn't mean like an actual fight, but we have to protect and fight for the sanctity of life. This isn't about do what you want to do and, whatever, because you're going to get the consequences of a possible pregnancy. That was the other thing. When I said, you're giving out free condoms, that's not really pro-abortion or pro-anti-abortion or whatever, because I said nothing, not a condom, nor is the pill 100%. And people use that as a justification all the time, as though that should cover them. So what's going to happen? And I don't know what the exact percentage is between the pill or the condom. Let's just say it's a 12% chance that you can get pregnant. Or even, by the way, maybe get an STD. Let's not forget about those pretty things. But generally we're talking about pregnancy right now. So let's just say it's 12%, because I'm not really sure if it is. It's a pretty low number. I mean, it's very unlikely that it's going to happen, but basically what that's saying, though, is out of every 100 people, the chances of 12 people are going to get pregnant. That might actually be a really high number now that I think about it. But I'm just going to say that. But the fact is that you have that percentage of getting pregnant. So when she gets pregnant, what are you supposed to do if you're not going to have that abortion, if you're so against abortion, as they were promoting? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. And that was what I was wanting to get to. And again, I'm not trying to bash anyone. I know that they're trying to make a movement. I know that they're trying to do it without making a ruckus or some sort of fight, being on one side from another, but it's stop being a little pussy. I'm sorry, but that, I just can't help it. That's basically going to be the word of it. Don't be a little baby about it. You're going to have to pick a side and really logically think, yeah, just having a condom or using the pill, it's not 100%. That means there's going to be a small little percentage that's going to get pregnant. And we can't say we're anti-abortion if we're going to hand out free condoms and tell them to take Plan B. It's just unbelievable about what's out there, and the lack of education You know, you get some brilliant idea, but then you realize you got to really logically think about what you're about, and you got to think about it. So anyways, I can go on and on. So my end result about this is that pro-life is protecting from the moment of conception all the way through birth, because certain states have a different thing, but basically anytime in between that time, that child, that person, that individual who will later grow up and hopefully have their own children someday and make a difference in other people's lives, by the way, you're keeping that person from doing so. And they can be dead. By law, they're allowed to be murdered, simply because they're just not out on their own, whatever the heck that means. And what I mean by that is that was sometimes some of the fights that they stated. I'm like, the baby's still. Anyways, okay. So I didn't mean to drag that on, but I just wanted to put that out, and I just hope that makes sense. And I hope because hopefully logically that makes sense. That it's like, yeah, I get it. Pro-life, yes, this is what pro-life is. And pro-choice, you know, basically their attitude is I should do what I want to do when I want to do it, how I want to do it, and it doesn't matter who sacrifices along with it. And they think, oh, well, they don't know because they, you know, I don't remember being in mom's tummy. First of all, that doesn't matter. And if we're allowed to be barbarians like that, then anyone's at risk. So, except now that, say, I'm an adult, if someone tried to kill me, someone would be under a murder sentence. So yeah, I just hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you think it's also good information, please just share it. Also, subscribe to this channel. Also, don't forget, I've been meaning to tell you, if you want, please comment at the bottom of the page down there. And you can always find The Open Locket on Google, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm always trying to remember them, and I need to maybe memorize them in an order. So hopefully I will see you again next time, and I will definitely show you pictures and videos of everything I possibly can about my little 3-year-old. Okay? So have a good one. Thanks so much.